Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. So I want to talk a little bit about the nature of this design before I get into it. So all of these little dots and stuff are all touching and all connected, and I have like structural connection points all over the place to make this a functional, wooden cutout thing. And also, let me go ahead and go in here. This piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece are all separate pieces that can be notched together. And I will, unless you request otherwise, plan on sending these pieces to you in one stacked, I'll send them to you like this. And you'll have to slot them together. And to kind of help with that together slotting, I have made a couple marks. So first thing, this one should be pretty easy to figure out how it slots in because it's already got two kind of marks, so you know it has to go exactly here. Whereas this guy, bam, I put a little notch right there to kind of help it wedge. And another little notch. Did I put a little notch at the bottom? Yeah, that little notch is right there. So that one will help you, boop, right in there. And then this guy, little notch right there. I didn't put a little notch at the bottom just because I didn't want to, pinch it too much. And that, oop, will go right there. So that way you know exactly how it'll notch together. And they're all super snug. So a line of glue, bam, in here will be good. And in this guy, a line of glue, bam, in here will be good. And in this guy, some glue here and some glue there will be good. So yeah, that is the mechanics of this design. So let's go ahead and read it. So a friend of mine on Discord recently made a really fun font. Yeah, it's like a font. It actually is not like a font. It totally is a font. And it can do this pretty crazy stuff. Bam! It can't do numbers. The numbers are weird. They're in base 3. But anyway, let's go ahead and read this. So we have a P, and a P is a circle inside the word circle with 2 lines on it. And that means it's in this row and in this column. 2 lines on a circle inside the word circle. And then an A is a vowel. Vowels are these little guys. And an A is outside of our word circle. And we can put the A by itself, or we can attach an A. Do I have an example of that? Yes. The A on the L here, this guy here, is attached to that L. So if there are vowels attached to consonants, you read the consonant first and then the vowel. So P-A-M-E-L-A, and then we have an A and an N-D. We can do as one letter with a 4-dot deep divot. Then we have a 3-dot D, so 3-dot deep divot, D-A-M-O-N. So there, we see how this translates directly to this using this. So we can kind of cut this out of the picture, and I'll refer to it if there's anything kind of weird. And instead, explain how this goes to this. Because this is what you're looking for, yes? This is what a font or an app can give you. There's a big difference between this and this, at least in my artistic opinion. So, let's start reading. You start reading at this start marker, which is noted here, and that tells you that this is the first circle, and that this is the bottom or start of it, of specifically our first word. So here's our first word. If we were to just look at this like normal, it would look like you read this one first, then this one, and then this one, but I wanted to put this start marker here, right here, so you know that we read this word first, then this word, and you read this letter first of this word. So, this letter is a completed circle inside our word circle. Yay. And we know it needs to have 2 lines, but there's only this one line on it, right? Right? No. It counts there and it counts there because those are 2 spots where it ends, and a line counts where it ends on a letter stem. So, as soon as you start a line, you can go do whatever you want with it, and it will only count where it ends. So, that includes using that same line to tie 2 lines together. It's weird. Basically, just imagine if these 2 were connected. So, yeah, that's the P. And then we have the A outside of our word circle. And then we have this M with 1, 2, 3 lines on it, an E on the line of the word circle, and then the L with the 3 dots, and then the A. So yeah, that would be the Pamela. And then we have this word bottoms here, counterclockwise here. We have the A outside the word circle. So just like that. And then our 4 little dots on the ND. So and, then we have this word, again, bottom is here. So we start reading here, and we see a deep divot, bam, with 3 dots, so that would be a D. The A outside the word circle, continuing around. We have the M with 1, 2, 3 lines, like that one there. The O inside the word circle, and then the N with 1 line on it here. So there we have that. So there is our names. And then that comma, boom, this comma here, is on the line of the word circle, which this doesn't do anything to distinguish between a word circle and a sentence circle. This is a sentence circle here, because it's going around a word. And that helps this not look like a dot modifier. The font isn't perfect, but it does a really good job of showing what things kind of are. This is just some decoration, and this is just some decoration to fill in the spot, as is this thick line here. I wanted some of that nice wood grain showing in this, so I put a couple sections of proper thick lines. So yeah, that would be the names. Now we have our quote. So we start at the bottom here, going counterclockwise. Here's our first word. Bottom of it's here, we have this TH, which is not together here. You can do a TH as a T and an H, or as a TH. I know you can't see it, but yeah, because this is a font. But if I go to, bam, TH, E, TH, E, that is how this translates, a TH and an E, TH, E. And then here we have the TH, and then the E. So yeah, the, and then the bottom of this is here, boom, going counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3 lines attached to that makes it an S, because that it does, it makes it an S, because that's how it does. Okay, so 3 lines makes the S. We need a U with a line radiating outwards, which is here, and then we have an N with 1 line on it, which is here. So that would be the sun, and here's our thick dot. And then we have moon. Now this is super concentric because these 2 circles can be stacked because they're the same letter stem. It's noted here, letters with the same stem can be stacked. Consonants are read before vowels. You read thin to thick, and same thickness is the same letter, and each slash through a vowel moves it up 1 letter in the stack. So we got all of those rules here. We got thick and thin lines, we got consonants, we got vowels, everything is nuts. So we're going to start reading with our word circle. So here's our sentence circle, and this is our punctuation mark. It's another, it's inverted. This is not, this is a comma. I guess it could be a period, whatever. But we have a punctuation mark. Because I couldn't exactly put in a fill-in dot on this thick circle, so I cut it out. So, bottom counterclockwise, well, it's all one stack, so that doesn't matter. So we have our thin and our thick circle. Our thin one has 1, 2, 3 lines on it, which is good because an M has 3 lines on it. And then our thick one has just this 1 line ending on it, which is good because our N has 1 line ending on it. So here's the N there in moon. This is the word M-O-O-N. You see? Bam. Well, moo. That's an N, I promise. And then we have our vowels, which this is the same thickness of line, so it's the same vowel, which is good because they're both O's. And this slash brings the double O up in front of 1 letter. So before the O's were here, now when they get brought up, bam, 1 letter, then they go here. Bam. So that's what that line here does to them. So this says moon. And then, bottom of this circle's here, we have our first letter, which isn't until the end here. In fact, this is one big super stacked letter because I have 2 slashes through this A, bringing it up in front of the ND with 1, 2, 3, 4 dots, because an ND has 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. So that would be the and. And then we have this guy, which has some fun stacking. We have this shallow divot here with 1, 2, 3 lines attached to it. Good, that's an S. T, shallow divot, nothing ending on it. These lines pass clean through. Then an A outside the word circle. So we have the S and the T stacked. Then we continue to the R with 1, 2, 3 dots here. And then we have another S with 1, 2, 3 lines, which is good because that's what an S is. It's got 3 lines. This is stars. And then we have a period. A period is a full circle, which is this guy here. And again, there is no sentence circle, so there's nowhere to put a period other than on the word circle, which again is an issue in this font, but it still works, so it's fine. Okay, now let's get to the date. We have, excuse me as I yawn, a month, a day, and a year. So let's get to the month. Bam. Here we have our sentence circle, and inside it is our word circle. This is our first letter with 1, 2, 3 lines coming off of it, which is good because an M has 3 lines. A outside our word circle, and then a Y with 1, 2 dots, which is good because our Y here also has 2 dots. So May, and then we have our numbers. So numbers are read with these digit rings going around a decimal point. The decimal point is going to be a noticeably thicker circle than any of the digits, and the decimal point is basically like putting a period, I guess, between our date, like that, because I don't want to mess with putting punctuation onto numbers because then things get weird and hard to read. So anyway, you can tell the value of each number in each decimal place by counting the lines that pass through that space. So this is the ones column because it is the first decimal place around the decimal point. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lines passing through it, so that makes it a 4. And then we have our next number here, and the outermost decimal place, which if we count up, we have thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, or ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So in our thousands place, we have 2 lines passing through, so that would be the 2. And then in this center ring, the hundreds ring, there is nothing, so that would be our 0. And then in this thick ring here, in our tens place, we have a 1. And then we have a 5, so this circle counts for 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, so that would be the 9. So yeah, that is that design and how it translates. I'm really, really happy with this design, and I think it'll make a good piece of wooden artwork for you. And I will go ahead and send you the listing to get these 4 pieces of wood cut and then sent your way in a nice little bundle. And it should be quite durable for shipping, done like this as well, because then it'll be a stack of 4 pieces of wood instead of one thing cut together, because I'm like 99% sure that this line here would try to break if it were all shipped together. Yeah. So I'm gonna avoid doing that. I made at least one thick attachment point here, but otherwise this is more delicate than honestly I would like for the attachment point, but it should still work just fine. Wood is pretty durable. Plus, these lines are all more than 1 millimeter thick. This one, I think, is 2. Well, are all 2 millimeters or more thick. This is the thinnest line at 2 millimeters. So, yeah. Oh, and it's 34 inches long. So, make sure you have enough space for a 34-inch long thing. It's like 13.5 inches tall and 34 inches long. I could scale it to anything smaller than that. Though, again, if it gets scaled smaller, those lines will be thinner. So I don't really recommend doing that, but I could scale it down to maybe 30 inches across. So yeah, that is this design. I hope you like it. Bye.